Hey everybody, it is the February 2023 real estate market report for Area 103. That's Wentworth, Malagash. My name is Andrew Keddy. I am your presenter for today, and I'm one of the agents at Royal LePage Truro Real Estate. And Wentworth, Malagash area, that central northern Nova Scotia all falls within the realm of where Truro Real Estate covers. So when you hear Truro, don't just think Truro. We cover all of central northern Nova Scotia. Now, you might be wondering, why should you listen to me? Well, I'm actually in the top 5% of Royal LePage Realtors nationwide. You can see down there in the bottom right, there's the National Top 5% Award, and that's represented through several years of receiving the Director's Platinum Award, which I received again in 2022. So not saying that to brag, just to help you understand that I have a pretty good sense of where the real estate market is in our area. Now, once again, the area that we're talking about, Area 103, it's the area north of Truro, it's west of Pictou, east of Amherst, and it includes Wentworth, Malagash, Tatamagouche, Brule, and a whole number of other small communities in the area highlighted above. So you can see on the leftmost boundary there, it goes through a section of Highway 104, and that little red line down to the right, that would be Highway 102 that heads over, or sorry, that's the continuation of Highway 104 that heads over to Pictou County. All right, now here's what's going on. We're going to cover a number of key metrics. The main ones we're going to cover in this presentation are days on market until sale and average sale price. Now, the first thing I want to point out to you for this particular area is the low number of listings that are transacting. You can see there's new listings, pending sales, closed sales, and we have less than 10. Most of those numbers are less than 5. So what that means is that from any given 1 month to the next, we may see a large variety of changes percentage-wise, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the whole market has shifted by that amount. That's just for that month. So we're going to have to look at the overall trends, and I'm going to show you some charts that I think will help you understand that. So you can see right here, the average time on the market, it's lower than it's been over most of the past year. But with a low number of listings, that number is likely distorted. So overall, you can see the time on market is holding steady. The overall trend for the past year, excepting for a little spike in the number towards the end of the year, it's been in that, kind of month to 2 month range for this particular area. That's the average of how long it's taking for a property to sell. Next number that we're going to look at here is the average sales price. So you'll notice that the average is just over $300,000. That's actually down a little over 20% from where it was at this for the same month last year. Now, one of the things that's very interesting to me looking at this number is that while the number is high, it's actually nice that the median sale price and the average sale price are the same. You'll notice in January of last year, the median and the average were off by over $200,000. And what that would tell us is that with a huge variety in that number, that we're getting some big sales that are skewing the overall average. So when the median and the average are close together, like they are this year, it tells us that we're not being thrown off by any one big sale the same way we were at this time last year. Now, that being said, look at a few other metrics there, like percent of list price received, 128% of list price. So again, that would be, I think, skewed. My guess is that there was only a very low volume here accounting for that. Now, when you look down under month supply of inventory as well, this is another important number to look at when we're considering the how prices are being affected. That's a measure of demand. You'll notice that number was 1.8 in January of 2022. It's up to 3 in January of 2023, an increase of 66.7%. What that tells us is that demand is softening overall. So when listings are hitting the market, there's about twice as much inventory relative to demand as there was this time last year. So what does that mean for prices? Well, again, we have to look at the overall trends for the area because the low volume of properties transacted across this particular area. So you'll notice that through 2020 up to early 2022, we were seeing an increase in prices overall. You can tell that trend line, although it's bouncing around, it appears to be overall in an upward direction. Through the latter half and, kind of getting into the early part of this year, that line, overall, the trend appears to be going down. So that tells us that, the market is still significantly higher than where it has been, a few years ago, but it definitely appears to be showing signs of softening. So if you're thinking about selling, now's a great time to sell in case this trend continues down. And if you're thinking about buying, it's a great time to think about buying in the area as prices soften up a little bit. Now, this was meant to be a quick presentation, not meant to dive into all the numbers, and I tried not to bore you too much with too many statistics. I know statistics can be a little bit dry sometimes, but this presentation is meant to help you get a brief, quick snapshot of where things are at across this region if you're owning property or you're thinking about selling or you're thinking about buying in the area. Now, each buyer is different, each seller is different, each situation is different, and I'm sure that you might have some questions. So if you do, we have an amazing team over here at Royal LePage Truro. We have a wealth of expertise and knowledge, and if you have questions, call 902-895-6361 or visit our website at trurohomes.ca to get connected to either myself or another agent in the office that can help you reach your real estate goals. My name is Andrew Keddy. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I wish you much success in real estate.